Okay, just wanted to make sure the mic was working. I wanted to get set up as quick as possible just to ensure that, well, we could catch all of the action that's going on. So I'm currently in the paddock. I just had a bit of a hot chocolate because it has been a bit rainy. It has been quite a bit cold. So let's get going. I've just been chilling. We had a red flag due to the GB3 with car number 2033, I think it was, causing an incident on the circuit. So it took quite a bit of time to repair that. Now we've got the GB4 cars out there on the circuit as well. And guess what? We're in the correct paddock this time. How exciting. We're in the correct paddock. We were going to the other paddock. This is where the teams are based. Basically, to the opposite side of the pit lane, this area is, just so everyone's aware. So we're right now getting to the Tatus trucks that are there. Everyone right now just filming, taking all the shots they can. We do get usually cars making their way to this part. So you have to be a little bit careful. And then we've got more and more trucks coming through. We've got the GB3 Championship truck and the GB4 that is directly ahead of us right now. I'm actually going to switch the camera. There you go. Went smoothly. But yes, you've got the GB3 trucks that are directly in front of the camera now. This amazing championship. Both amazing championships. And you can see it right now as they roar past. You can see different parts of the circuit. Yeah, I want to see whether any of the GB3 drivers are around because they've just finished their runs. And GB3 drivers are the ones that we are looking for around this place. So let's walk, let's do stuff. Let's not stand around. Now the rain's coming down in great intensity, really great intensity. So hopefully everything remains okay so we can continue. Really like the look of what's in that GB3 truck over some cables, as if I didn't step on it too much there. I'm clearly too focused on other stuff. Okay. Just looking by at what trucks we've got, so then that can help us locate some of the drivers that are around this place. Loads of them are also spending some time watching the action that is going on around this circuit, along with, of course, all of their team members analyzing everything that we've just seen out there. And well, it was great. It was great as we see some of the tires just getting washed out. It was great to be able to see and hear the cars from some of the opening corners of the circuit. But there is absolutely nothing like standing here. You can feel the vibrations going through as the Red Bull livery car makes its way through. These are the GB4 cars that are out there right now on the circuit, pushing on at high speed. What on earth was that? I just saw two drivers completely running. Absolutely running their way back, wanting to avoid any, well, I don't even know what they were doing. Also, great to go down memory lane. You've got the Virtuosi team. I'm having to increase the one. You've got the Virtuosi team as we see the Brands Hatch truck make its way, van make its way through. You've got the Virtuosi little mini van over there. And me, Jack, and Tom, before we went on air for the Formula 2 feature race, it was race 200 of that series. And before we went on air for that, we were talking about the fact how it was great to go down a bit of memory lane. We were talking about stuff like Jack's favourite moments of Formula 2 and stuff like that. Virtuosi, a team that was a big past of that category, as the rain is really beginning to fall down here, as we're just going to try and bring you all of the action that we can over here from the paddock. The correct paddock this time as well. The number 27 roaring its way by. But the thing is, the rain is coming down so much. Don't know how long this is going to last, everyone. It's just the way it works. Don't know how long this is gonna last. With everything working this way, I don't know how much we can hear, but yeah, we've got a red flag out there on the circuit. So red flag in the GB4 testing coverage right now that goes on around this circuit, and as the rain begins to fall quite hardly now, we're going to probably have to try find some shelter in this case. Do we want to do out here in this way? I'm gonna have to put on my hood now in a moment. Okay, there we go, everyone. It is really starting to come down now. I was okay most of the time as we see a car going over the road further back ahead of us. Yes, just gonna try and get us as much cover as possible as we navigate our way then down a very busy paddock in terms of around us. Let's see what's going on there. You see, everyone's now left. We've got. Where do we have the car off? We can see the car. The safety team will making their way through. There is the tow bed. That is used quite a bit to clear all of the chaos that takes place around this place. There you go. MS3 to the side of it as well. Bit of team equipment coming through. Just gonna have to check behind us as well to make sure. We don't know more vehicles coming in. They come either way. You've got the GB3 trucks from Road and Motorsport. Can we get any interviews? Is anyone here? Is anyone here? Is Abby Pudding here? Is any of their other drivers here as well? Doesn't look like it. We are trying our absolute best to find someone, but unfortunately, not getting the best of luck with the weather and also with the track conditions. Of course, not being ideal at all. Bit more of a quiet circuit then coming in. Everyone just walking by. You have the Brands Hatch truck back there. Well, they've got a bit of cover. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to go find some cover. This is quite impossible to be out here. My phone is actually soaking wet. Say goodbye to my phone forever if I let this continue. So we're going to follow the Brands Hatch truck, tuck in the slipstream. There's no other cars there, so we may as well tuck in the slipstream. And follow it through back down to where I got my hot chocolate from. And hopefully get some cover. You see now, everyone's got an umbrella. I don't. There's the media center as well. I can see everyone chilling in there as they navigate their way through. Nothing to bring you on the circuit, everything to bring you off the circuit. But yeah, it's really turning into quite some day here at Brands Hatch. Not what we wanted in terms of the wet weather that we're getting. As we go in, I finally got a bit of cover in here. But yeah, we've got a little bit of cover now as well momentarily. Just for everything to be able to calm down. Don't even know if I'm supposed to be in here, but well, it's a toilet entry, isn't it? It's a toilet. So quite interesting. But you know, the rain is that bad that okay, I'll risk myself here. But in terms of the camera, in terms of the phone, I don't want to put it through too much rain. Just looking to see now. I haven't been able to catch where the incident was. We weren't able to bring you everything like we were able to bring you earlier on. You've got the Brands Hatch MSV truck that makes its way through. A challenging day though, when it comes to this circuit as well. Really, really interesting to see how this one is going to play out. Taking a look at our surroundings as the staff will make their way through around this place. Different drivers from different series as well. I'm just gonna find our one. Someone from ours. So I'll try to see if we can get a conversation with someone. It would be really nice. Would make my day. Would add this better. Oh well, it's getting a bit better. Who's that? There we go. We've got cars on the circuit. Everyone again. Perfect. Perfect. GB4 is back underway in pre-season testing. In terms of wet weather, that is still going on, but not in the same intensity that it was earlier on. And I'd say that's the most important thing as we navigate our way through around this place. Time to switch the camera around and show you some of the views that we get from this high area. And it's really, really fun and fascinating to see the field navigate their way through. I believe at least the person that is next to us is Rashid Al Dahiri, but I'm unsure. So I'll wait for him to become available. Don't want to interrupt any conversations that might be going on. There's a big gaggle of conversations going on to the side of us. I'll just calm back down. We may head back through. We'll try to see who else is available and who else can offer us a bit of their time for a bit of conversation. It's back down the pit lane we go then. So, it's time for a little camera switch. You see now, switching the camera is a lot more harder than it usually would be because of how wet my phone has got. I hope the weather is better for the guys at the British Touring Car Media Day, but with how the weather has been, it is really turning into a bit of a hard day to manage in terms of the phone. Just have to make sure I'm not being run over by anyone. In the back, red flag. It's back out on the circuit again. And if we switch the camera, we can see a whole gaggle of cars slowing down. And do we have a track blockage? Loads of cars coming to a halt. Momentarily, I think there was a bit of a hazard going on. So that is that's loads of cars then who are surely coming to a bit of a close with a little break. And yes, we've got a car off into the gravel. We can just about see there's a car off into the gravel, and the team will immediately go to work, as you can tell. There we go. We've got a car making their way through as well for a moment, so we're just gonna this week will go through, and then we'll continue trying to get as close as possible to the scene of the incident. To the whole team going to work further back. Here we go. Time for a bit of the fun. Let's try to see what we've got going on. No one's behind us anymore. We go past the tires, continue to get washed. Okay. I'm not running, but I'm walking quickly. As you can probably tell. I just want to see a bit of this incident that has taken place. Just to quickly identify who, what. We know that bit of information. Let's go, everyone. We're going to be able to get to the recovery phase of it, in the middle of it, actually. Not even the start. The recovery phase is what we're going to be able to catch of this moment in a couple of moments. There's the pit lane entry. And then we get to the recovery phase of the incident being cleared, as you can see further back. And is that 2 off actually? I know there was 1 off. We've got, I think, the number 60 or 84 off. I can tell that. And we've also got another car that has gone off the road. Just want to see whether there's one behind the MSV truck that we got. Because, you know, it is a wet circuit. A lot more chaos, a lot more going on in terms of that. I wonder, has there been a bit of incidents? Has it been a crash between 2? Or has it mostly just been one driver, or 2 drivers rather, losing it by themselves? It'll be interesting to work out. Okay, we'll let the recovery happen. We'll go back to the paddock and see whether anything interesting is happening. Absolutely love walking down this paddock, seeing what's going on. This is the paddock to be. I was in the other paddock. There wasn't much going on in there. I already spotted a couple of drivers. It's all about getting interviews with them as well. Let's make sure we're not stepping over any cables this time. Might be a good idea, everyone. What do we think? Right. At least the rain stopped. And with the rain stopping, it means we get to some normality. And the broadcasting becomes a bit more easier. There's still water spots everywhere on my phone. So, struggling to see any bit of information on there. As we go past the location, those have been washed as well. So, let's see, back down the pit lane we go. Let's see what we can get near the drive. We go past the Arden motorhome. You can see behind some of the garages as well. All of the different racing teams. They will be heading to Silverstone next week, at the end of next week, to hold its season opener. That will be on JBMotorsports 2. We, of course, have also to come your way Freca and Italian F4 the week after as well. And then Euro 4 will start at some point. Well, now it becomes E4, the series. That will start as well at some point later down the line. But it's going to be, in 2 weeks, we're going to have 3 season openers on JBMotorsports 2. So that will be definitely one of the places to be, along with our usual action that we always hold for you anyway. So, down the pit lane, not pit lane, well, we're on the other side of the pit lane. Down the circuit we go again. The recovery phase does take quite long at times, so drivers just find themselves currently waiting at this stage. Okay, well, everything calms down then. Trackside here at Brands Hatch. As you can probably tell, I'm not the best with the camera. But we've got some vehicles coming our way now. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm happy everything has worked. Of course, we streamed our first session, and then immediately after, I was making sure that my mic was working on one of our live streams, and it turned out it did. Cars are back out on the circuit. Back out we go. On to the racetrack now then. You can see further back down the shot, they all enter, and then they all get to that part of the circuit now in your picture. From there, all the way down to there. And then, moments, 2, here we go. Get ready, everyone. 2 roaring past our shot. You're going to get a lot of them now. This isn't even a full push at this stage. Incredible scenes, incredible shots of the GB4 cars pushing on. It always seems like the GB3 sessions go so quickly, and then the GB4 sessions take forever, for example. I always find that quite interesting. There goes the 28. There goes the 5. We're getting used to the number 5. The Red Bull livery machine in the field. Watch is on. At a rapid little mini straight. So they get down to the next braking zone. Around this venue as well. So we navigate our way through. I'm hoping this will be our penultimate stream. And then I'm hoping to go live later on for our final. Just so at the end of the day we can get some, hopefully, some final interviews. Everyone seems really busy throughout the day. Right now at this stage. I feel it's slightly harder to be able to get interviews with drivers doing this, and I'd assume somehow, don't know how it works, but somehow it might be easier when it comes to the races. You just see the truck going past the flatbed. It's always very fascinating to see these cars attack through. We'll go a little bit more further down now. While it's once again attempting to not get run over. That is the main task of the day, not get run over. I was about a couple of centimeters away from a GB4 car, which was quite fun. Don't worry, I knew it was there. I wasn't getting run over, everyone. I absolutely knew it was there. It was just walking past me. And you know, if you look like, for example, now here and here, it is very, very tight at certain parts. It's very tight at certain parts. So it's not a surprise that we're seeing and that we're getting cars that are, well, just millimeters away from me, which is always fun. I'm hoping to get one on camera. You know, if you want analysis pictures, then we can give you analysis pictures. Roaring past once again. I love how they come in a gaggle, and that gaggle completely pushing past. They're all together, and then we get a bit of peace and quiet for a couple of moments to talk normally to you, and then it's back to foot to the floor stuff. One of the cars is about to leave behind us, so I'll just make sure I move on up. And you know what moving up does? It brings me as close as possible to getting a view of the action as well, coming in. I thought for a moment that Freddie Slater was walking directly behind me. No. Thank God. Thank God I didn't go say hello. Hello, Freddie Slater. Thank God I didn't go say that. If I did, then that would have not injured. Not injured in the best way. Would have been a little bit embarrassing. Just a little bit. When I got closer, I realized it is the perfect timing. Right before you try to speak to them. Okay. So, To the corner we go. 21, 51, 27 trying to make the move at the same time. 6, 52, 42, 35, 22, 46, 7. Just car numbers. At this point, all we are doing is shouting car numbers as they roll by. 13, 55, 4, 7. You see, we managed to have our own fun. 9, 25, 33. We're very much having our own fun over here. There we go. The unmissable number 5. Just letting you enjoy a bit of car noise. Don't want to fill every single second. You'll get that in the main season. You'll get that in the normal season of me filling every second with waffling. Right now, though, you have the chance to enjoy it in glory. But, I mean, you listen to the cars and you listen to the machines on TV at home somewhere. But it's truly something different to when you're actually at the circuit. And off the road we go. Off the road with one of our contenders. Well, work out and there's a spin. So one of the spinning contenders, as you see a car go round. There we go. We're going to probably need to bring out the red flag. That's me noticing that there's a car going round. We had a car running wide. We had a car go off. And we'll surely need a red flag. I'm just waiting to see. Surely we'll need an interruption. The marshals are waving the yellows after the car has lost it. Right when we were focusing on that moment. And that is going to be, surely, the red flags being waved. I'm just looking to the marshals to see. They are aware. They would have got light panels showing that the yellows are out. The marshals will also be waving the yellows as well. Loads of ways to see. Just waiting for confirmation of the red. Oh, we can put full focus on that incident now. So I think they're just letting the whole field go through. They are. I mean, they are pretty much still attacking with a car off the road. They do have the yellows out. But it's really fascinating. I'm still seeing the yellows and they're still pushing on around that part of the circuit. So, yeah, I'm waiting for confirmation whether we are going to get to the red. The car's basically stationary there. We saw a car go wide. We saw a car, of course, that car now go off. And it's not really the biggest risk that you want to take with a car that's just stationary there. And just yellows, the cars circulating their way through. So I wonder what is going on at that part of the circuit. You've got a car very clearly off the road. The yellows are being waved, but we're not getting to the red flag like we have done all day. And what I'm thinking about is if we've seen so many cars go off, why can another one not? Even if it's at slow speed. The amount of incidents we've seen today, we're still on a damp circuit. Really, really confused as to what's going on. They're still waving the yellows. That's really, really interesting. The marshal has now stopped waving those yellows. I think that's because most of the field have gone by. Are they now coming in? I'm still waiting to see any of the light panels. I think they're all just making. Yeah, I think we finally managed to get to the reds. The LED board doesn't sit unless I'm not looking at it right. There was a couple of LED boards around this second. Nothing is flashing, I don't think. But I do think we have got to the red. Okay? I think, guys, we have got to the red. We have reached it. As well. Coming in. And we get back. Then to the quietness around this circuit again. As the reds come out and the recovery procedure begins on the car that was off the road. Honestly, well, I'm mainly here because of GB3 testing. But we're somehow doing a better job covering GB4 in terms of we've been covering that more. I just feel the sessions are so much more, like they've gone on for so much longer. The times we've been on air, it's mostly been F4. But the reason GB4, sorry, but the reason why that is I was hoping that loads of GB2 drivers would be running around in this paddock. I've only seen one. We are right next to Rodin, so if I do see Abby pulling, walk by, then I will try and make sure I get to the opportunity immediately. What's going on? That car's being let loose, and it's about to go past us. Wants to make up for what happened, and raw past. Car 33 again. I think that was the car that was involved in GB3 earlier. Is car 33 cursed? Max Verstappen's old number before he became world champion in car 1. The Brands Hatch course car navigates his way through. So will the tow truck, and then hopefully the action will be back underway. I'm not sure whether it'll be GB4 still, or has the timetable progressed, and are we going to move on to some other machinery? But getting a bit of a close view on some other machinery may also be a little bit fun. I'm like one of the only people who are like right now spectating in this paddock, but we did our proper filming coverage. We did our proper filming coverage when it came to when it came to our first rounds of YouTube live streams, and right now we are focused on just seeing everything go through. Hello, could we get a quick interview?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Hello, Dion Goda. How are you doing then?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, how's the car and how's everything looking?
Yeah, it's good. First couple times, so still learning it, getting used to it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. The weather is a bit up and down, so it makes it a bit tricky. But yeah, having fun.
Yeah. So, what's the goals ahead of this season then?
Yeah, I've got Fracka as my main championship, but I'm doing a couple rounds in GB3. Yeah, we'll just learn as much as we can. Hopefully, maybe get some wins, and yeah, just do the best we can, really.
Okay, thank you very much. Dion Goda, everyone. Speaking of, I saw him go by, and I'm quite proud that we were able to actually get at least one interview in. But yeah, I saw him walking around quite a bit alone, and when the drivers are alone, it's a perfect opportunity to get an interview in, because they are gonna stop by, but when you have like a whole group of people surrounding them, it can be a little bit daunting. But JB was talking to us, Joshua Birch, that is, yesterday, regarding trackside and regarding interviews and regarding things. At the end of the day, you just have to think that they're people. What went wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I was like, okay, I've got to walk up to him. Like, you didn't see that bit. You didn't see that bit. I was facing the camera, then I had to switch around the camera. But at the end of the day, they are all humans. He was very kind. He said hello, asked how I was doing, gave us a bit of, gave us a little bit in terms of answers regarding his season. Reminded us that he's in FECA as well, which we're also covering this year. So quite a bit of fun. Okay. Who else do we have? Well, I mean, that's why we're waiting here. We're just waiting to see drivers walk in, walk out. Drivers walk anywhere. This is turning into one of our longer editions of going live. But it's the edition of waiting for someone. Waiting for someone. I don't know how I'm making this work. I'm just rambling on. But you know, when we do get those 1 minute interviews put together later for our season, it'll be fun. And then of course, at the end of the day, I'm just filming cars go around. Filming cars go around at the end of the day is also quite fun. Sitting there. One thing I've not enjoyed is holding the tripod all day. Now here's the thing: everyone at Donington, they're all taking turns. They're all getting to just present, just talk, and even just hang out. You see, I'm out here all lonely. All I'm mainly doing is, right now, just waiting for the action to get back underway. But yeah, I do hope that those guys have had a better weather. One thing I will say though is, I don't want to curse it, but we've not had any technical issues. So I just hope that they've not had that. Anyone else in the paddock? You can't tell me that the one driver we interviewed is the one driver that we saw like 3 times. Like we've really not been able to see too many drivers. They're all busy. I mean, this is their last preseason test before the season begins next week. But yes, Dion, as you mentioned, only doing 1 round when it comes to this category. A couple of rounds when it comes to this category. The ones that don't clash with Freca. So I'll be Dion Goda this year. I'm covering a lot of Freddie Slater as well. He's another driver who's in GB3 and Freca, but his main campaign, I believe, is Freca. And then he was also in Formula 3 last week, which it was great to call him to the podium in that as well. So that was quite a bit of fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to go. You've got the high-tech team going to work over there as they all just get everything sorted with their tires and get everything prepared when it comes to their cars, machinery, and everything as well. Now, so one of the things about this championship is I hope I'm better prepared for this next year, and hopefully the dates don't clash, because I think, you know, GB3 testing is always it's quite fun, and it would be even more fun when it comes to if we had more people here. So if it didn't clash, then it would be fun to, for example, be able to speak to people like Tom Cairns, maybe. I know he's interested in the category. Richie's also said as well. So, you know, it would be good to have more members down here as well that we'd be able to chat to and speak to throughout the day. This is fun, everyone. So the on-track action has settled after that moment on the circuit. We are not seeing any cars go out as of yet. And we're just in the waiting procedure. We are absolutely in the waiting procedure when it comes to the championship out there on the circuit. Okay. Now it's that time where we try and see whether we've got any drivers out there. You know, just also, if we're doing a silent night, I'm trying to listen into other conversation. You know, I can find out, like, I'm hearing a lot of gossip going on earlier on. So, you know, I can bring you some extra information. Stuff like things that will not be said on air, but moments on the circuit, like, you know, some extra info. Where drivers are struggling, what's going on, what's happening in general. In terms of everything else, so right behind us, the conversation's happening now. Okay, I know you don't want to see my face for too long. Now look ahead. One of our drivers runs past and make sure to shake some hands before he does so. That's the view of a quiet Brands Hatch. Something you don't usually see unless it's got its 1000 1005th red flag. Is what I've learned today. Well, I'm looking forward to the racing when we get here. This is also, of course, useful. Now, if you are a viewer of the any championships like Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, then you would know very well indeed about the fact that we do and we are used to and we do get to see quite a bit in terms of drivers. So I just got to get out of the way. Oh, there we go. That we do usually see quite a bit of drivers use the data that they gather from this for the actual event that takes place rather than their practice sessions there, which does lead to a bit more quiet practice sessions. Bit of traffic just navigating their way through. Quite a bit of cars coming as well. We are the only one, but it's in terms of fans and spectators, everyone else has got to other parts of the circuit. I'm meanwhile here trying to spot all of the drivers. In terms of drivers, they are quite a bit, but you know, it's not the ones. It's not. They're not really. I'm not seeing too many GB3 or GB4s. They're mostly sports cars and some of the other series that we have running around this circuit, which I'll be honest, don't have a clue about. Well, I know about British F4, of course, but don't ask me. Do not ask me in terms of when it comes to some of the racing of those series. So it's probably best if I don't start throwing some stupid questions to drivers. Might be a good idea. Okay, so we're just currently still waiting when it comes to any on-track action. I'll be on a lunch break or something. I mean, it could be the case and I'm just here rambling. That's usually the way. What time is it? It is 12:39. Yeah, so that is exactly the case. Well, in that case, as we get some high-tech equipment coming in, being brought over to the team, just going to get out of the way for a little bit of traffic. And well, I'm going to go. Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Oh, here we go. One sec before we do so. The recall that we're coming up to, TSL Sports Live Timings. In order to find the live timings for this event, it is TSL as well, and that will be the ones that we see across the entire season. British Touring Cars also, of course, using that as well. So it's really nice. A really nice timing system, gives us a lot of data, gives us a driver tracker, meaning that somehow I've got more information in this championship and a better idea of how the race is playing out. I mean, identifying is slightly harder, I'll be honest. I'm more into the F2, F3 identifying style. Camera work is better in that, and of course everything because it's on an F1 weekend. But in terms of if there's a car that goes off in the background, I've got a bit of help with our driver tracker this season. So that is one of the help and assistances that I will get in the comms box that will help me guide you through this crazy action. Now, of course, before I've got here today, which is why, in case anyone is wondering why I'm not able to identify a thing for you in terms of any cars, I've not seen any cars. I mean, yeah, there's a couple of images that get thrown around, but there's not been any coverage of this championship. And if I wasn't here today, I wouldn't even be seeing anything other than, once again, those couple of images that we get all the time. So yeah, just thought I'd quickly explain in terms of that. the reasoning why we aren't getting any information, any battle, any identifying going on from me, which you may be used to from the other feeder series that we run as well. So, as the lunch break goes on and everything calms down, I mean, it's a perfect time because it stopped raining. So, it is absolutely perfect as I'm going to rotate the camera and get it to where you need it to. And I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. I think that's where you're going to wrap it up for the time being. Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a very interesting GB3 test. We'll be back with another stream later on where hopefully I'll be able to bring you a little bit more interviews. But I'm happy we went on air and we managed to get you an interview with Dion Goda as well. So thank you very much, and we will see you all in a bit.